大家好，我是王定宇，欢迎来到308高地。每个礼拜四的晚上7点半，我们在308高地以台湾为中心，我们来思考这个地方的区域地缘政治或者区域安全、外交、军事种种的议题。那每一次我们都会邀请一些好朋友、专家好朋友啊，因为坦白讲，很多事情我们并不了解，我们透过这些专家的他们的专业知识来了解一些国际上重要的事件，特别跟台湾有关。那每个礼拜四7点半我们会首集更新哈，那也希望如果你还没有订阅的，请你按下订阅啊，按赞分享，开启小铃铛。那我每一集节目我都会跟大家报告，我们在308高地所有的 donate， 我们一分一毫都不会去使用它，我们到目前为止通通都留在 YouTube 的账户里面。那 YT 公司他们会抽成，但是剩余的我们全部都放在那里，等到国军弟兄姐妹因为演训或任务发生我们不想看到的事情的时候，我们会全数用在我们自己的国军身上哈。这是我们308高地所有的斗内唯一的用途。至于我们节目制作的费用、制作的成本各方面，我们会自己想办法筹措。那同时在跟我们节目联播的还有小军的台湾 Plus， 我特别感谢小军姐哈，她提供一个这么好的摄影棚。这么好的硬体，然后而且在我们节目播出的时候也跟我们联播，也提供很多宝贵的意见，可以说是坚持台湾立场非常重要的一个媒体平台。如果你收看他的节目的，透过他平台看到我们，请记得哈，在 YouTube 上面找一下王定宇在308高地一样订阅、按赞、开启小铃铛。那在他的节目斗内呢，通通由他来全权使用。我也鼓励大家对于小军的台湾 Plus 多多支持。另外，在敬天电视台也同步联播我们的节目，非常谢谢敬天电视台的陆总哈。除了跟我们联播以外，他们节目那边的斗内呢，他说他跟我们一样，全部放在那里，等我们要用的时候呢，跟我们一起全数用在帮助国军身上。好，这个是谢谢，尤其我们每个礼拜有好几位老朋友都固定当做零存整付，都固定在那边斗内哈。我觉得改天要把你们的真实姓名资料要写下来，那我希望不要用。如果有一天要用的时候，应该用你们的名义把这笔款项捐出去了哈。那我们今天又来到了 This is a book 英文课 English version 哈。那 Today we have two, I think my good friends and very influential YouTuber, celebrity, KOL.You name it. One is Tony Hu Zhendong, Tony Hu.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. He is a former Pentagon China and Taiwan Affairs officer and a former general manager. General manager is big. General manager of Raytheon Taiwan branch. And the other one, everybody knows him. Last time he joined our show, and when I on the high-speed rail.Some guys just come to me say, "Hey, Topher is good. Ask him come to your show more often." And I say, he also said Tony is good. The only one didn't be mentioned good is me. Okay?
Oh no,
so, Topher, U.S. Army veteran and Iraq War participant, and he has his own YouTube name, Uncle Topher.
Uncle Topher.
Yeah,
Yes.
Uncle Topher.
Thank you.
How's the typhoon?in Kaohsiung?
It was a little noisy. Yeah. A lot of rain kept me up at night, so didn't sleep very well. Sorry.
Yeah. So sometimes if you are afraid of typhoon, it's okay. It's fine.
It was just noisy. I'm not afraid.
But that's noise.
Yeah.
It's so windy and damage some buildings and some signs.
When I was a child, a lot of my childhood was in a part of the USA called Tornado Alley. So I had tornadoes all summer growing up. I'm very used to that.
There are movies about that, Twisters.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in Taiwan, it's quite rare to see a tornado in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So move to the topic today. We try to talk about Taiwan neighboring country, important friends. We always mention the first island chance. First island chance starts from maybe Korea or Japan, and Okinawa to Taiwan, then Philippines. So this first island chain, Taiwan in the middle, and north part will be Japan, and the choke point will be Miyako Strait, and southern part will be Philippines, and the choke point will be Bessie Channel.
Right.
These two choke points, it's choke to China submarine and their maritime capacity.
Yeah.
So the first island chain is very important, and it quite seldom discuss about individual role of this island chain. So today we want to focus on Philippines, our south part, good friends, and there are thousands of Filipino in Taiwan. They provide their energy, experience to help Taiwan in economic affairs. We appreciate that. So the first question will be people.
Okay.
If we talk about some strategic position, military capacity, but sometimes politics or people do the most important role.
Yep.
So I would like to ask Tony, the former president of Philippines is Duterte. Duterte, he was escorted from Philippines to Netherlands. Now is in the process of International Court of Justice. So he got arrested by current President Marcos and escorted to Netherlands. In any country, democracy country, this is going to impact a lot, damage the partisan relationship, and causing some turbulence in domestic political environment. So the former President Duterte and the current President Marcos, what's the lesson we Taiwanese can learn from their attitude, their approach to China?
I think Marcos was elected, Bongbong Marcos was elected, became president in June 2022. And initially he wanted to have a very friendly relationship with China. So in January 2023, he took a 200 people delegation to China and met with Xi Jinping. And so China made all these promises, but I think the most important thing that Marcos hoped to accomplish during that trip was come up with some kind of agreement concerning South China Sea.
Yeah.
So after his tour, he went on TV, he said, I told Xi Jinping 2022 was the first year in Philippines history that the Filipinos had to import fish because 90% of Philippines EEZ, exclusive economic zone in the South China Sea, were claimed by China. And Chinese Coast Guard and maritime militia was preventing Filipino fishermen from catching fish. So this was a very important issue for Marcos. However, apparently Xi Jinping told him, you have to respect China's historical claim of South China Sea, and you need to respect my claim just like Duterte did. So at that point, I believe President Marcos realized the appeasement method that Duterte was using
useless.
It's useless. They have not achieved anything. China still stick to their claim, and Duterte's willingness to appease China was viewed by the PRC as a weakness. They continue the pressure. So I believe at that point, Marcos, after he came back from China, decided to take a different approach, the strength approach. And I believe that is the lessons learned Taiwan needed to take from, because Philippines tried the appeasement approach, tried to be nice, hoping China would be nice to them. That doesn't work. So now the Filipinos are building up their defense, are building up their coalition of friends to help strengthen their ability to counter China.
Yeah, Philippines, they have done two things. First, establish their own capacity, strengthen themselves to deter those coercion from China.
Right.
Second, Philippines, they decide to join an international security network. Philippines, they participate in 2+2 meeting with Japan, with United States, and they participate in so many military exercises with United States led the allies. So the story show with us remind Taiwanese people, in China, they think their historical claim without any base of international regulation. They don't respect any kind of international law, but just want to fulfill their own historical claim. Even that claim damage Philippines' daily life. A sea-surrounded country, Philippines, and need to import fish. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So, because the Marcos, when he was just elected as the president of Philippines, people think he pro-China. He pro-China, and even in Taiwan, we think he won't choose quite different paths in this region. Maybe just follow the path of Duterte. But the story is shown, a president supposed to serve his own country, to look after the interest of his own people.
Right.
When Philippines territory water, or EEZ, economic waters, got bullied by China in many kind of ways. 2 weeks ago, China just sent 50 militia, coast guards to enter Philippines territory, economic waters, and harass their fishermen and get Philippine Coast Guard away from their own water. So Marcos chose the correct way, strengthen their own capacity to defend their own interest and to make friends with those democracies. And what's the effect of this new strategy taken by Marcos? I noticed even Japan delivered 6 retired destroyers to Philippines. So when Marcos choose this way, play hardball with China's bully, what's the outcome and the effect you think?
I think this is another lesson learned. When you stand up for yourself, other people will come join you because people see a common threat. Because Japan sees the common threat, China, with Taiwan and the Philippines. So Japan is changing its role from purely worry about Japanese interests up north in Northern Pacific. Now they realize their national security is actually tied with Taiwan and the Philippines, and it's important to ensure, especially in this case, the weakest link is the Philippines. If China was able to succeed in pressuring Philippines and cause Filipinos to acquiesce, then China will get the idea they can pressure other countries to give up.
Agreed.
So it's important. None of the ones on the first island chain ever acquiesce to China. So right now, Japanese helping to strengthen Philippines, and Filipinos themselves are also doing well because, for example, this year's Balikatan exercise, the U.S. sent troops, the Japanese sent some troops, and Australia sent some troops, and 13 countries sent observers, including 4 European NATO countries.
Yeah, NATO country and the Canadian.
Canadians and Germany and French, they were all there watching. So this is a way to build your national power, external power. You build your internal power. Like right now, Filipinos are buying fighter jets from the Koreans, and they bought long-range anti-ship missiles from the Indians. They are thinking about buying submarines, and they're getting the 5 destroyers.
F-16.
Yes,
right.
The United States is considering selling them the new Block 70s, F-16s. So all these years that they have not been buying self-defense systems other than helicopters and stuff, now they're buying serious weapon systems just so that they can deter China and try to exert some strength to protect their own national interests in the South China Sea.
China always say, oh, you try to protect yourself. You try to procure F-16. You try to join those military exercises led by United States. You are the troublemaker. They always say that.
Exactly.
But if you behave just like China, what China wants, obedience to China's request, sacrifice your territory water, your fishermen cannot fish, and 90% of your EEZ waters claimed by China and in illegal way.
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of peace is not peace. It's kind
not
of
peace.
surrender.
It's a surrender.
Yeah.
So what's Topher's opinion?
Well, I think Marcos is pretty smart here. He's had 6 years of betrayal and broken trust under Duterte in the relationship with China. China said that they're not going to militarize any of their islands in the South China Sea. That was a lie. China said that they were going to pledge, I think it was $24 billion to Philippines. Almost $5 billion actually arrived. So that was a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's constant betrayal. I think what we say in English, Marcos saw the writing on the wall. He saw how the Belt and Road Initiative failed in many other countries, Sri Lanka. I mean, we could go on and on.
Yeah, we are here not try to get involved domestic issue of Philippines, but we just observe and learn something from two different type of strategy. And Duterte's strategy try to be a good friend of Xi Jinping, and it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It costs them the
it's not
business.
Duterte's fault. It's Xi Jinping's choice. Somebody behave himself and like your good buddy, and you take advantage of that.
Right.
That's Xi Jinping's fault. It's not Duterte's fault. And Marcos originally chose the same way to manage the relationship with China. However, he figured out it doesn't work.
And he's had no problem, Marcos has had no problem finding friends in other places.
Yeah.
Japan's lent its assistance, more assistance from the U.S., and the U.S. and Philippines have a very long relationship. Used to be an American territory.
Yeah.
But more assistance and cooperation with the U.S. than almost ever before. And not only Japan, U.S., and Australia, but also players like Vietnam, India, willing to aid the Philippines to modernize their military so that they can stand up to China's aggression and bullying in their own economic zone, their own waters.
Yeah, in politics is the choice this country made.
Yeah.
Because Philippines joined the democracy allies. And look at the map. All the island country, Taiwan, Japan, Philippines, and all the way to Malacca Strait, to the India Ocean. All these countries joined the democracy allies, and this ally majorly led by United States. And these islands looks like diamonds on the water. all the transportation line need to penetrate these islands.
Yeah.
So whoever control this territory, whoever control the crucial, critical transportation line to China, to Japan, to Taiwan. So how to maintain the relationship here is very important. And to China, how to control this area. They are not trying to make friends with this area.
No,
they
not
try
at all.
to control this area.
Yeah.
They try, and they think that's their crucial, vital line. And if they cannot control this area, they have an option plan, backup plan, Belt Road. Belt Road is an energy supply and a plan for China. So let's move to the strategic position. I know Tony, you used to serve in, you have work in Philippines, right?
Yeah, I spent 4 years there.
4 years there, and the Topher no.
No, I've never been to the Philippines.
It's hot and humid, like Kaohsiung.
Many typhoons too.
And they have typhoon too. So Tony used to serve in Philippines for 4 years, and for the past couple months, there is a new term named S-QUAD, S-QUAD. S-QUAD, Quad we know is a four-country alliance, four countries, Japan, United States, Australia, and India. And the Philippines want to be part of this Quad named S-QUAD, SQUAD. And its plan is to reshaping the first island chain: Japan, United States, and the Philippines. And why Philippines is so important to S-QUAD to this region?
Because if you look at the first island chain, as I mentioned earlier, if any one of those falls, then it actually affects the security of the other members of the first island chain. So plus, this area is important for global commerce, global transportation. So a free and open Pacific has always been the U.S. Strategic objective in this region. And so Philippines plays an important role because where it sits. And for Australia, certainly, it's an important location for Australia to ensure it's secure. So Filipino is a natural member to be added to the S-QUAD, and I believe it will be. And in the meantime, what Philippines gets out of it, it gets into a coalition. Once again, it's trying to build national strength, not only internally buying more defensive weapons and protect itself, but through diplomacy and coalition externally builds national power to protect its national security.
Yeah. So Philippines, the location itself means a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
Yeah, very strategic.
Sometimes we say your country located in a beautiful place. And the beautiful place becomes some kind of lure. You can cause in so many invasion. So during World War II,
Sure.
Japan invaded Philippines and occupied there. So Philippines is strategic importance to this region. But I want to ask Topher. Topher is a soldier.
Right.
And look at the map. What's the importance? What's the value of Philippines to defend Taiwan about this issue?
Well, it's almost like a set of dominoes, right? That's the game where if you knock one down, the rest will follow. If any one of these islands fall in the first island chain, then the rest are sure to follow. It weakens their position so much. So if China takes Taiwan, Philippines is next on the menu. If China takes Philippines, Taiwan is next on the menu, or Indonesia, right? So it's one of those, there's an old phrase from the U.S., we all hang together or we all hang, we all hang together or we all hang separately. Sorry. But it's basically the importance of sticking together as a coalition is crucial. It's all the interests aligned for all the nations in the first island chain. And that's only because of China's recent extremely aggressive wolf warrior diplomacy. It's bullying all across.
When we talk about island chains, sometimes it's like a circle connect with the other circle.
Right.
But we live here. We realize it's not one after one. It's all at the same scenario.
Yeah.
Something happened to Philippines, you cannot skip Taiwan.
No.
Something happened in Taiwan, you cannot skip Philippines. Okinawa also.
Yeah,
certainly.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, especially there's so much trade that goes through that area, goes through the Taiwan Strait, through the South China Sea, or West Philippine Sea, whatever we want to call it. But it's such an economically important area for the entire world that any sort of conflict that is happening in this region would affect the world economy, not just the Philippines. It's not an isolated incident.
Yeah. But in this region, I want to share my feelings to my Philippine friends. We have so many Philippine friends in Taiwan and also in back home in Philippines. It's not a chain reaction. Oh, you attack Taiwan, then Philippines will be the next one. Or if you attack Taiwan, you need to attack Okinawa first. No, it's not a scenario like that. If you attack Taiwan, it go into influence Philippines at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at map. The Basi Channel. if China launch a full-scale invasion toward Taiwan, he need to take care of Luzon Island, because he don't want to get any ambushed from that side.
And Okinawa.
Yeah, and Okinawa the same. So, Philippine President Marcos said, like Abe, if something happened to Taiwan, how can Philippines escape from that?
Yeah.
We are bound together. We are an island. We are connected by waters. So, well, I want to ask Tony, the strategic importance of Philippines to Taiwan. We know Basic Channel. Basic Channel is a major exit for China's submarines, because behind the first island chain, the water is so shallow. It's not suitable for submarines movement. So if China want to project their submarine capacity to West Pacific or go into Strait, Seattle, Los Angeles, it need to penetrate Basic Channel. Those part will be miracle. So Philippines is the place China need to put into control. Otherwise, he won't feel comfortable to launch any kind of invasion toward Taiwan or toward any country. So, in your perspective view, the importance of Philippines to Taiwan, how should Taiwanese see that?
It is critically important, because if you look at the Chinese, if China wants to attack Taiwan, they need to use the Southern Fleet and the Northern Fleet. Northern Fleet, there are other islands that take care of it. But Southern Fleet, the headquarters of the Southern Fleet is in Hainan Island. That is the home port of the Shandong Aircraft Carrier Strike Group.
Their submarine.
And their submarine, huge submarine base there. So the Bashi Channel, Batanes, and Basco Island in the middle of the Batanes, the Bashi Channel, are critical, and that's where we deployed during Balikatan exercises. So from there, and the northern bases that the Philippines just opened up to us, the naval base up north, and the army base, and also the airfield up north of Philippines, they are critical for the defense of Taiwan, because from those locations, we can basically choke off the Southern Fleet. And when you talk about China trying to implement anti-access area denial, in fact, using northern Philippines and Bashi Channel, we can deny the Chinese forces from going into the Philippine seas and also the Pacific Ocean, also cause them to remain in an area where it's easier to kill. Because if you look at the Typhoon system, okay, the SM-6, the Tomahawks, and also the new Nemesis with the naval strike missiles, we can basically trap the Southern Fleet in that area. As they approach Taiwan from the south, they can be killed. Okay, so also, it's not a big secret that we have listening device listening to Chinese submarines.
The water drone.
Yeah, so as they cross those choke points, they get tagged and they become hunted. And so there are many things that Philippines' role help to make Taiwan more secure, because the ability of U.S. forces to be deployed. And the most important thing is, right now, even as we speak, there are massive war reserve material being stored in Fort de la Cruz, one of the bases, the army base that's open. Its location up north is the naval base, and to the west is the Air Force base that they just opened up under the new Enhanced Defense Agreement. So these are the locations. The new Enhanced Agreement actually opened up 4 bases. 3 of them are in northern Luzon. The primary purpose is to
only
help
400
Taiwan.
kilometers away from Kaohsiung.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way that we can deploy fighters there, and we can deploy ships there, and the resupply point, both for fuel, food, armament, up north in northern Luzon, and all that war reserve material that's already there, it enhances the overall ability to first deter China, and if not, defeat China. So Philippines' role is very, very important for both defense of Philippines, obviously, and of course for the defense of Taiwan.
Yeah. So Topher, Tony mentioned that if you were a commander of PLA, you try to launch an invasion toward Taiwan. Do you need to take care of Philippines first? If you launch a South fleet and sailing away from Hainan Island towards Kaohsiung Harbor, you need to worry about those deployment in Luzon Island.
Absolutely. The Typhoon missile system, it's a mobile system. It's on a truck. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it is. So trying to destroy it in like an initial strike, a surprise strike, that's going to be very hard. Additionally, it fires a couple different missiles, but the Tomahawks that can be fired from there, they can reach the Chinese coast.
Yeah,
they're very long range.
It covers the entire Taiwan Strait.
I just said it's 400 kilometers away from Kaohsiung Harbor.
Oh yeah.
So all the equipments they deploy on the island of Philippines can reach any point in Taiwan Strait.
And in South China Sea
South
also.
China
Yeah, and the South China Sea.
And
so,
there are 4 new military bases Philippines provide to United States and 5 the older one.
Old one, yeah.
I think there's 9 total.
It is
right?
9 total, right.
9 total. And majorly is the Luzon Island, the 4 military bases.
Yeah.
So if China dare to attack Philippines first, because we know there are treaty between the United States and the Philippines. So this raised my curiosity about this is people think Philippines they don't have very powerful air force and navy. Their army are experienced because they have some civil war inside of their own country. So they don't have navy, they don't have capable air force. So with Philippines just a platform for allies, or based on what we discussed in our first period of our show, Marcos decide to strengthen their own capability. So will Philippines become a strategical pivot or a gap, a weakness to this region?
I really feel that it's an asset. Now, they are modernizing their military, so they're getting stronger. Every month they're getting stronger. But just allowing the stockpiling and providing the service and the support that's needed, that's a huge benefit. The warfighter needs a long chain of supply and support in order to do their job. So anything that the Philippines can provide is helpful, is an aid. Now, going to your question about doing, like China's doing a surprise strike on the Philippines, well, they might be able to pull something like that off, but they would expect immediate retaliation from Okinawa and Guam, maybe even Taiwan, maybe even Japan. There's no good scenario for China.
If they try to attack Philippines, we can have the same sentence. If something happened to Philippines, Taiwan cannot be a stranger on this. So, if China plan to hit military base in Philippines, it's quite difficult.
It would be a massive mistake because United States, because of the Mutual Defense Treaty, then United States is all in. There's no mistake. United States is all in. So that would be a massive mistake. If they try to attack Taiwan, they'll try to make it look like Taiwan started and make United States probably think about it. They might be able to do a little bit of that play. But if they attack Philippines or U.S. bases in the Philippines, game's over. U.S. is all in, and our B-2 is coming.
You serve in Philippines for
4 years. Yeah.
How about their air defense and their military capacity? I mean, United States deploy on this island.
So when I was there, we still had Clark Air Base at Subic Bay, and that's how long ago? I'm very old. But right now...
A secret. Does Clark Air Force Base functional now?
It's functional, and there's almost continuous U.S. forces presence there. It's not one of the 9 bases, but in fact,
Yeah, it's not in the night.
We are pretty much, when I was there not too long ago, F-35B was there, and KC-10 was there, C-130J was there. In a previous trip, I went, and the V-22s were there.
That's active military base.
It's continuous presence almost. So right now, when we talk about these different systems, and we had a picture earlier also where the Patriot system was there. As Typhoon, the anti-ship system deploy, there is a air and missile defense package with it.
Oh, so the pack going to go with Typhoon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because you cannot send them by themselves.
Right. It's a system.
It's a whole package.
Yeah.
So like when we deploy to the island in the middle of the Bashi Channel, the Basco Island, when the Marine sets up their Nemesis, there's an air defense team, Marine mobile air defense team already there. So you always have to make sure you protect what you deploy from air. And also the command and control package that goes with it.
Yeah, last time you talked about this in our show. You say any island, if the United States plan to deploy anything, it's a package.
It's a package.
You need to secure this deployment.
Yeah. Before the first airplane even arrive, the security package is already there. That's the first thing we send out there before sending any expensive stuff there. So we should expect that. And so when we do deploy, it's a package approach, and Philippines is very important. So all those locations, as we deploy, you will have. Right now, Philippines don't have themselves. Their capability is limited. However, United States continue to augment that with continuous presence. And you read that in the newspaper. We have forces there continuously.
Yeah, sometimes F-22, sometimes land there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And we have regular exercises with the Filipinos all the time, and so they're getting much better, and certainly their command and control system is fully integrated at this point.
So two things here. First, plus clock. That means 10, not 9. Not 9 military bases.
Yeah, that's true.
Bases in Philippines. Second, I respect.
May I correct that? USS, a U.S. carrier group was just in Manila.
Yeah.
So the Navy base just next to Manila City called Cavite, we also have access, but it's not on the list. Yeah. So
more than 10.
More than 10.
More than 10. Okay, it's a secret. Your government's secret, but we all know your United States military capacity presence in Philippines. It's not only about Philippines. It's about Taiwan.
It's
about
the region.
Whole region.
The region.
About the whole region.
Yeah.
And I respect Philippines President, his effort to strengthen their self-defense capacity. I respect that because you need capacity to take care of your own country.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Not on somebody's pity.
Sure.
Yeah. So Marcos choose the right path,
Yes.
and it's not easy.
Yep.
And they enhance their own capacity of defense, plus the platform, those 9, 10, 11 military bases provided to United States. These two capacity combined together, Philippines may be the strongest military presence in this region, plus United States military there.
In Southeast Asia, absolutely.
Yeah, the strongest one.
Yep.
Yeah.
So back to Topher. So Philippines, of course they have their own very unique spatial political environment.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Very unique.
And I want to ask you this question because now you live in Taiwan. You used to serve in Middle East. You travel around. How to enhance, how to strengthen relationship between Taiwan and the Philippines. This is a quite important question to Taiwan because if we regard our neighboring country like stranger, or we are not familiar with each other, you cannot count on them provide any help when the robber run into your door. So, according to your personal experience, any suggestion to enhance this relation between our two countries?
You know, one thing that Marcos has done, which I think is brilliant, is he has shown a spotlight on all of China's bullying in the South China Sea, where his predecessor, Duterte, tried to ignore it and cover it up. Marcos has done the opposite. And he's shown the world, look what China is doing. Look what they're doing to our fishermen. Look how they're harassing our people. And the world has noticed, like, oh my God, China's such a huge bully. You know, a lot of people, they're living their own lives. They don't have a lot of time to think outside of their own life and what's happening around the world. But when they see this same behavior popping up on their social media, on their news at night, they're going to take notice. I think Taiwan should maybe follow suit and try and broadcast this message of all the wrong things that China's doing to Taiwan, all the bullying, and try and push that out a little bit further. Look at how China's cutting our internet cables, right? Look how they're harassing our citizens when they are trying to do business in China. You know, Taiwan, over the past 20 years, has invested a lot of money and a lot of technology in China, and China has used that money to turn around and bully Taiwan with it, and other countries.
You know, as an administration to show those negative coercion from the other country, it's quite important because we are democracy, we are open country, open society. If your people realize what's going on the sea, then people will support their own government to do something to defend ourselves. If you just cover it up, they are good friends, they do nothing to bully us. It's the wrong way.
Right.
And besides that, I think between Taiwan and the Philippines, so many things we can do together. Taiwan, we are good at manufacturing things. We can help Philippines establish industrial park, manufacturing anything to export to some market hand in hand. You know, so many labor from Philippines helping Taiwan establish our industrial capacity. When they go back to Philippines, they can be their own boss, start their own business, become supplier to Taiwan businessmen. And this supply chain established can strengthen the relationship between our two countries and the people, because democracy, people means everything. People elect president, people elect parliament, and the parliament make policy. So how to enhance bilateral relationship? I think try to benefit each other, take care of each other. So I always, sometimes I have talk with our minister, economy minister. Yeah, maybe we can try just like before Japan. They put some assets in Taiwan and make Taiwan become their supplier to Panasonic, to Sony. And when Taiwan learn how to build things, we can start our own business. It's like a fleet. Economy fleet. So now we can expand this fleet to Philippines. Make them richer, make them have some relationship with Taiwan in economy and the school, Medicare, a lot of things, and the Southeast China Sea, fishing, how to make fishermen living in some better life. And during the storm, the typhoon attack, what I know, Taiwan, we send our cargo, air cargo plane to deliver some humanitarian resources to help our neighboring country. So I want our Philippine friends realize we are connected by waters, by a lot of things. And in this first island chain, we're supposed to be something more than neighboring countries. So, if you're from army, if the military conflict occurred, China using their South Theater,
Right.
East Theater, Central Theater to launch the full-scale invasion. Hainan Island, Santou, Guangdong Province, those military sites going to launch their invasion fleet or aircraft. During that, if that worst scenario occurred, what's the role of Philippines? I mean, strategic role and military role.
Well, it's very important for them initially to help with what we call ISR, right? Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. And sharing that intelligence and that information across their allies and their friends in the region. And like we said before, providing any service and support that they possibly can to U.S. forces within the region.
You know, we every day our Air Force try to manage the harassment in Southeast ADIZ.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe Tony can share your opinion about this. If the military conflict occurred, what's the role of Philippines or Luzon Island?
I think certainly it will be a launch point if the United States is involved. If the United States is not directly involved yet, then as Topher said, it's a location we can deploy our ISR assets and fly out of there and monitor the Chinese forces in addition to our space assets. But if the war starts, then if United States continue to have access to those bases, then basically the Chinese Southern Fleet is in trouble, because we can have surface launch anti-ship stuff and air launch anti-ship stuff against it at the same time, and watching them, have the ability to watch them. And I'm not sure our submarines will get into that area. Our submarine probably sit and wait for other sources and try to kill them in other locations. But as far as surface fleet goes, I think China's Southern Fleet will be in deep trouble because of our ability to have launch points from the Philippines. The view of the importance of Taiwan to U.S. national security strategy, I think that's consistent. I mean, I was basically 27 years in the military and additional 7 or more years as a civilian, and went through all these different changes of presidents, Republicans, Democrats. I don't believe at any time that the policy toward Taiwan has actually changed.
The defense of Taiwan is not only crucial to it's especially crucial to the U.S., but it's crucial to the entire world. If Taiwan falls to the Chinese, then the entire world's economy and technology is severely hindered, set back decades.
Yeah.
And like Tony was talking about, people will lose trust in the U.S. The long-term effect to that is, and this might get to like economic theory, but the U.S. could potentially lose the dollar as the reserve currency if it fails to protect Taiwan.